Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Now, today's video, we have Hold My Kebab. Yes, Hold My Kebab, some OP replays. Now, I know I said a while ago that these replays will be dying down a bit, which they have. I don't often do OP replays anymore, only because I really don't get time to do these videos anymore. However, that will change a little bit. I will start doing a bit more OP replays because my social life, my work is changing from this week. So usually at work I do 4 days on, 4 days off. So I get 4 days off work and I work 4 days, and I'm working 12 hours a day. And of course, on my 4 days off, I don't make any videos at all. I do that on my my working days, on my break time, and I make these videos on my break time. So that means when I actually have days off work, I'm actually having some days off work, and that includes YouTube as well, because I do consider YouTube as being sort of a job. It brings some income, not too much now because the views have massively dropped. So yeah, I don't get the views anymore, I don't get the subs anymore, so I don't get that income from YouTube. And of course, my Patreons have also dropped down. So if you do want to become a Patreon and support the channel even more, everything is appreciated. But nowadays, I've sort of been promoted at work, but without any extra pay. So basically, I've got more to do with the same pay. But that means with that, I will be working a proper job, Monday to Friday job, a 9 till 5 or 9 till 6. I'm doing 9 hours a day, but I do get my weekends off from now on. So I never work any weekends anymore. But with that, it means that I have more time. Believe it or not, I actually have more time to make these videos. So usually with 4 on 4 off, on my last day at work, I'm quite busy at work and I'm quite busy with YouTube because I have a video every day. It means on my last day at work, I have to make sort of 4 or 5 videos in one day to cover my days off. But now I'll only be getting 2 days off. I don't have to spend that time in making all these videos to cover. So what I'll be doing instead is basically making videos per day. So today's video I'm making will be sort of for tomorrow. So I'll have that time to make some more OP replays, or if I don't have any OP replays, I'll probably do 2 videos, 2 reviews or anything like that for that day. So yeah, things are changing at work. It just means I will have a little bit more time in making these videos. So we're going to get back to this battle. Now, this tank, the Sheriff, I love this tank. Now, if you own the Sheriff, there is no point playing the Super Persian, in my opinion, because this is classed as a heavy tank, whereas the Super Persian is a medium tank. But it's kind of the opposite. The Super Persian should really be a heavy tank, and this should be a medium tank. Fantastic tank. This Sheriff is an absolutely fantastic tank. It's got a really nice turret. Doesn't have the the whole armor, but overall I do think this is a really good buy when this tank comes for sale. When I first played the tank, I literally, my review is, don't buy the tank, you might as well go and play the Super Persian. And then one of my friends, Paul Hot Rocks, he told me to go and play it again because he feels that, as a good friend of mine, he felt that I was wrong in my review. So I went and played it a few times, and I did a video saying, wow, that actually this tank is really good. So this guy here, Noobinator, sorry, he's killing it. He's absolutely killing it. It's now a 1 versus 2, and it's he's up against a Tiger 2, which isn't the best of tanks to come up against in this tank. But yeah, if he can't really get into that hold down position either, because he's in the open, but he's still killing it. He's on 6.1k damage. Now what he needs to do is just go and focus one of these tanks, preferably the easiest one to get rid of, or because the Tiger 2 will be a tough tank to try and get rid of. And I love what he's doing now. He's keeping a building between himself and another tank. You can see he wants to clear this 45 TP, but the Tiger at the moment is just not letting him do that, and he's just trying to find the opportunity to rush into this 45 TP, and he does that, but he does get a bounce, but he also gets penetration. So he's now a 1-shot against both of these tanks. So of course, for him to bring the victory home, he's got to do another 839 69 damage. He's already on 6.5k damage in this tank, which is incredible, and he's already on 2100 blocked damage as well. So you could see this tank can block damage. It's not I mean, if you can go in a hold down position, you can block even more. The Tigers kind of gave up, and that is just like, what are you doing? He's literally just almost thrown the game away. Now I get he doesn't want, in a way he was doing the right thing, because he was heading towards the cap, because he knows he's not going to get this guy going around in the circle. So yes, he did the right thing, but doing so, I mean, he could have gone into the cap area whilst having his gun face the other way, but he didn't do that, and overall it cost him the game. But what a game there for Noobinator. 7,300 damage in a tier 8 tank is absolutely incredible, and that just goes to show how good this tank can actually be. A well-deserved ace there, and look, I mean, just he carried the team, absolutely carried that team. Next up, we're going to have a look at another carry, but this time in a tier 10 tank, the IS-7, driven by Fig Sam. Now, of course, this is the Asia server. Fig, as we all know, is pretty much Angel's clan. The clan Angel is in, I believe. So yeah, the IS-7 has definitely been the most improved tank of the year. Definitely the most improved tank in tier 10, and I'm probably going to do a video, because I haven't done a single video for the IS-7 in a while. But yeah, the IS-7 was always, according to Angel, don't buy an IS-7, and that was because of the ammo rack. That was because it was the tank that got ammo rack the most. But ever since Wargaming gave it the HD model, it really has changed the whole tank. It's made it a super strong tank. The armor profile is incredible, and not only that, but the tank looks fantastic with the updated graphics. And Fig Sam here is going to show us how good this tank can actually be. Now, it's funny because a couple of years ago, a year or so ago, I was always stating, if you're a new player, don't go for the IS-7, go for the IS-4. Nowadays, the IS-4 is just stale. Like, nothing's really changed of the IS-4. It stayed the same, and over the years, it's got kind of boring. And that was what the IS-7 was like. It was always weak. Of course, it had the troll armor. It still got troll armor, but it was never like, it was never fantastic. It was one of the most popular tier 10 heavy tanks in the game. It was the tank that everybody wanted, and it was the tank that everybody grinded because of just the whole tech tree, to be honest. The IS-8, the IS-3, the IS, and so on, so on. But yeah, it was just a tank that everyone could get. It had the high alpha, it had some armor, it had the speed, but overall, it was never really fantastic. Of course, in tournaments, it was very popular back then. The Object 140 in the IS-7s is what you used to only see in tournaments. But I'm glad Wargaming is back. The IS-7 is back, and it is just an absolutely fantastic tank. Now, of course, it has the pike nose. I mean, look at that, 750 alpha with HE there, absolutely beautiful. And you can see, like, the bounces. I made a video, it was the OP replays the other day, and there was an IS-8 there, and I was saying with that, you're with these tanks, you're more likely to get bounces from the side than you are frontally. And of course, because this is a pike nose, you do have to be careful. You can't really side scrape, because the more you side scrape, the less your armor, your effective armor at the front is. So the best thing for this, if you are in the open, just wiggle, just directly face the tank and wiggle, and that will make it a bit more difficult for the enemy to be able to penetrate you. Of course, they can penetrate your lower plate, and they will penetrate your lower plate if you give them that option. That's why I say just wiggle. Don't try and side scrape. Reverse side scraping, yes, if you have the opportunity to reverse side scrape, not bad. But if you try and side scrape in this thing, your pike nose will just become a lot weaker and easier for the enemy to penetrate. So you can see here, 3.5k damage. It is now a 3. Nope, there goes the Emil. It is now a 2 versus 4. The Yag Tiger there is all on his own at the back. Again, a beautiful 575 high roll. There is still a lot of hit hit points to get through. But luckily for our guy Sam here, he's still full hit points. He's blocked 1,700 damage so far, which has become absolutely crucial. But that poor Yag Tiger at the bottom is just, yeah, he's not doing too good there, and he hasn't moved. He's just staying there farming on that other heavy tank on the green team. And that gives Sam just the option just to keep firing this guy. And you can see the high rolls. I mean, he had 480 there, 450 in that last shot there. That now brings the Yag Tiger down to a one shot, and he still hasn't moved. And the E75 does manage to take him out. But you can see these three heavies now all are going for this E75. Now, the 60 TP is a one shot, so he has to take out this 60 TP. He's the one with the alpha. He's the one that could do a big amount of damage. But he's just got to go for what he can at the moment. Again, another beautiful high roll. But there goes the E75. So Sam is now on his own on 6,000 damage. What I love here is he's not running away. He's actually running into this team. He's quite confident, and he's running into these team. Now, two of these guys are tier 9s, and of course the 60 TP is still there, and he is still waiting around. He's still sitting here. Most people, and probably myself included, would suggest to run away. Nah, not Sam here, not Sam. You can see he's not trying to side scrape. He's trying to tank turn backwards, sideways and sideways at each side, and it worked. And I love the fact that now he ignores the ST1, completely ignores the ST1, and again it pays off because he clears the 60 TP. Now what he's got to do is just focus on a tank. He's got to try, yes, he's got one tank to the side of him, one tank in front of him, but at the moment he just needs to focus on one tank, and he's doing that. But he's doing that in a way that he can also get bounces from the other tanks. So both of these tanks are now in front of him, and you can see he is getting bounces, and because of that he's now able to try and clear this ST1, which he is going to do. So now he has the advantage. He's got 2,400 block damage. He's not finished yet, and he's on 8,300 damage, and now he has more hit points than this IS-8. And again, the high rolls on this tank is incredible. That now is 8,800 damage. It doesn't even matter if he gets penned from this IS-8 now, who has resulted in shooting HE. You want to fire HE? I fire HE at you as well. Who's going to come off better? I think we all know who the winner is going to be here. 2,800 block damage, and I love the fact that Sam is just trolling now. He is just trolling. The IS-8 is shooting HE, but so is he, and he's doing more damage than this guy is doing. Another 500 block damage, and he's just going to just give him a little ram, and that will be enough. So 3,300 block damage. The trolling at the end, I mean, he could have took the game instead of just trolling a bit, but I can see what he was doing. The IS-8 was firing HE, so he just wanted to join him. Nothing really too wrong with that. He didn't ever try to, he was never really at risk of losing that game. 9,300 damage, 9,225 damage, 5 kills, 1,900 XP, and a very well-deserved carry. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye-bye.